It made me cry.
This One's Wife, 2023, Year of the Loser. Loser. Yes, this one's wife is a loser. Narcissists do not like to be labelled as losers. Narcissists are winners, you see. Narcissists are the best. Narcissists are triumphant. Narcissists kick ass and take names. You're the loser, not the narcissist. The narcissist must come out on top. As you know, this one's wife's narcissism is essentially like a voice whispering to her, telling her to ignore those that criticise her. They're just haters. They're just the racists. They are the swivelly-eyed, foam-flecked utterings of the bigots. And instead reminds her that she is fragrant, wonderful, empathic, authentic, organic, talented, mesmerizing, heart attack, beautiful. That is what goes on with regard to the way that the narcissism protects her, rejecting anything that is a threat to control by diminishing it, by extinguishing it, through the suggestion that those are just the rantings of haters, and reinforcing the idea in her mind that she is the one, that she is uber talented, that she is ultra popular. Even when evidence is presented to the contrary, namely polls showing that she isn't popular at all and that people such as the one that got away and the nemesis are more popular than her, that poll is rejected. Oh, it was probably completed by haters. It's biased. They'll have made their decisions upon the misinformation that is shared about us. Harry, we need to ensure there's more censorship so that only our message gets through. This is why she will not go away. It's why she's like the unflushable turd. Because her narcissism simply keeps telling her that she is enough, that she is worthwhile. It doesn't make her realise, do you know what? I'm a bit of a loser really, aren't I? And I should just really shut up, bring up my kids, stay quiet, and deal with the privacy that I apparently crave. That just isn't going to happen. She is going to keep popping up again and again and again. The only way that she'll ever go away is when people pay no regard to her. Thus, that means that all of the newspapers, the magazines, the blog articles, the videos won't be made any longer because she isn't the draw that she once was. As you know, she's mainly the draw because people enjoy criticising her, because she's become such a figure of derision, that she's such a laughable individual that people want to see the crash and burn. But this is why there isn't a dramatic fall from grace, because people are still watching, and whilst they do so, that means she'll still be reported on, which means that she will still do things because she knows that she gets reported on. Once the spotlight of attention is switched off, moved elsewhere, taken away from her, that will then mean that there won't be the reportage about her. And the shitty things that she does, the pap walks in car parks and emerging from restaurants where she claims she's had dinner with somebody famous, they won't even be reported on any longer. And although she will still be around, you won't hear about her because the media outlets deem she's not worth reporting on any longer because people have lost interest in her. But for as long as people express that interest, she will be reported on, and thus you get the circling of the drain. It is worthwhile, however, utilising a reminder of what an abject loser she is to take a jaunt through 2023 to be reminded of the many instances of failure associated with this particular narcissist. Her failures stem from the following. She has no talent, she has no charisma, she's largely disliked as a consequence of her behaviour, and she is driven by her narcissism to keep popping up and thus engaging things which she exhibits no talent and no charisma, which cause more people to mock her. And thus, she builds up through collateral consequences quite the role list of failures. Indeed, this list is pretty extensive, and some speculation, a poster on the subreddit saying this one's wife, they use a full name, I do not, is a useful list of all of the incidents, or most of them, where she has failed. If you were uncertain as to her loser status, here is the roll call of the shameful, although she doesn't experience it, behaviours of this one's wife in the course of the last year. Strap yourselves in, prepare for a good laugh, and you'll see all of the instances where her narcissism has driven her to try and get control and publicity, i.e. fuel, and has resulted in repeated collateral consequences where she has fucked up. Here we are. Air New Zealand trolled her regarding Sussex class, and it demonstrates that this one's wife never bought Thomas Markle his flights for the wedding, as Harry claimed in Spare. Live to Lead was quietly dumped on Netflix on New Year's Day. Jacinda Ardern put out a statement saying that she filmed it years earlier and didn't realise that it was an affiliation with Harry and this one's wife, and if she'd have known that, she would have reconsidered her inclusion. Next, of course, the brilliant South Park World Privacy Tour episode, where the Sussexes were roundly lampooned. Next, Frogmore No More. King Charles III evicts Harry and this one's wife from Frogmore. 9 edits on a Telegraph article about Harry and this one's wife, appalling treatment from the royal family. Chris Rock blasts their victimhood on a Netflix special of all places, points out that all families speculate on what a baby will look like. The underrated British Vogue moment, where they posted a picture of the best wedding veils of all time of this one's wife intentionally on William and Catherine's anniversary. The public response was epic. They simply were not having it. Instead, they posted lots of pictures of Catherine in her veil. The coronation weekend. This one's wife will never appear in that historical record. Claimed that a 4-year-old's birthday was more important than the king's coronation, and of course, making the point that kids can be moved around, just like Lily was for her birthday during the Queen's Jubilee. A pathetic PR attempt about lemon cake with lemons from her tree, and somehow Harry defied the laws of physics and time to make it back in time for Archie's alleged party. Close second was her urban safari hike PR pap walk the following day. We then have the Queen of Hurts, flees via high speed on the near-catastrophic car chase, papped taxi chase that the taxi driver, Backgrid, and NYPD deny. 4 paps with one on a bike for 2.5 hours. Not the shitstorm that she claimed. Spotify say bye-bye to the fucking grifters. She then attempts to publicly manifest as the Duchess of Dior. Dior sources nonplussed as to how the story came about, and firmly states, no deal. She then attempts to manifest on Netflix with rom-coms, Bad Manners feminist Miss Havisham, Harry Saves Africa, and this one's wife's offer with advice with regard to safe birthing practices, buying the rights to a princess who dies in a car crash. We then have Jeremy Zimmer, the CEO of the United Talent Agency, with the quote, turns out this one's wife was not a great audio talent, or necessarily any kind of talent. Taylor Swift turned down an archetype Spotify appearance. There were no Emmy nominations for Harry and this one's wife. Unsuccessful as in their name, trends on Twitter, after this one's wife and Harry blame their lack of success on bad luck. Reports surface that the Sussexes tried to bum a ride on Air Force One following Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. Also tried to tie Jill Biden's lemon dress the day after the Oprah interview to this one's wife as a sign of support through this one's wife, sending Jill a basket of lemons. Celebrity friends start to bail. Public reports that the Beckhams aren't friends after there's no invitation to Brooklyn's wedding and no attendance at the celebrity-studded Inter Miami game. Serena holds a baby shower. This one's wife is not invited. No birthday wishes from the royals. Sussexes claim to be friends with John Travolta. This one's wife tries to convince everyone she was at a Taylor Swift concert in Los Angeles while Harry was in Japan and Singapore, but no pictures exist despite many actual celebrities having pictures there. And given the propensity by which she provides pictures on other occasions, the fact is that since no picture appeared, it's safe to say she wasn't there. This one's wife dresses in a beige coat scarf in August in California and attempts to merchandise them, including the New Calm sticker on her wrist, with only that cuff of the coat helpfully rolled up to show it off better. She then attends the Beyonce concert to deflect the Heart of Invictus flop and rumours that their marriage is in trouble. Harry manages to turn up with this one's wife, and he looks like he's a sulking toddler. Then, this one's wife attends Beyonce on a second night out and takes pictures with Kerry Washington and Kelly Rowland. Kerry Washington crops this one's wife out of the pic on her Instagram. This one's wife's backgrid planned pap inside the restaurant at In-N-Out, where she allegedly buys milkshakes for a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old an hour away, which is, of course, why she's late to Invictus. This one's wife inexplicably marches with the Invictus vets at the front, engaging in a shameful stolen valor moment. Harry's left on the sidelines. This one's wife wears a J.Crew sweater to the games. Her fans claim that the This One's Wife effect crashed the site. J.Crew immediately comes out and confirms it was an outage for a website update and nothing to do with This One's Wife. The archetype's trademark is abandoned. Embarrassing video at the fundraiser with Kevin Costner, where she assumes she's going to be given the mic by virtue of just her being there, and it's very intentionally kept away from her. She's snubbed by the Beckhams on their far more popular Netflix documentary, and is humiliated by the snub from the Clooney's at their New York Foundation for Justice. She's snubbed by Kim Kardashian in relation to her birthday party. She's mocked on Family Guy for the Netflix contract, getting paid for nothing. And there is the spoof with regard to doing Instas for Del Taco. Del Taco joins in and tweets about it, continuing to take the piss. This one's wife seeks to manifest a deal with Audible. Audible spokesperson shuts that down immediately. William lands in Singapore for Earthshot to lit-up architecture, Union flag-waving crowds and an official tree planting at the airport. This one's wife attempts to compete by releasing a candid picture of them at Katy Perry's Las Vegas show. Dior apparently signs Meg, but not this one's wife, but Meg the actress who plays Kate Middleton in The Crown. Harry and this one's wife highly publicised their birthday call to Charles. The palace discreetly responds with a detailed itinerary of Charles's busy day and evening, plus the press reruns show that Charles doesn't actually have a mobile phone. The Sussexes double down and pivot to it somehow being a pre-recorded message, although where it's actually sent to, who knows? The world laughs or ignores at them. We then have Move Along This One's Wife on TikTok, after the video of her refusing to leave her basking on the press carpet at the Variety Awards causes much mirth. This One's Wife and Harry are apparently very graciously open to an invitation from the King for Christmas. They find themselves NFI'd. Bell Endgame is published. Omid claims not to be a friend of This One's Wife. 2 apparent royal racist names are leaked to the Dutch publication, based on This One's Wife's letter to Charles post-Megxit. Scobie blames the translator. No one publicly appears to believe them. There isn't one single positive review of Bell Endgame in major world newspapers. Hollywood Reporter lists Harry and This One's Wife as one of the biggest losers of 2023. Kitson's holiday hypocrisy celeb window. A ranker poll has This One's Wife at number 1 for the most disliked celebrities of 2023. Archwell's 2022 financials reveal that they only raised $2 million via 2 anonymous $1 million donations, versus 13 million, which was also 2 anonymous donations in 2021. Press branded a failure. They basically had 4 donations in 2 years. They're not invited to any parties for Art Basel in Miami. Christmas card was released, largely ignored by world media, and the response from other media is, "Where are the cards?" It's also criticised for its embarrassing corporate look. WME is horrified by this one's wife's sinking brand in association with Bell Endgame, and the suggestion is that she might drop it or they might drop her. And therefore, this one's wife's roll call of crappy moments during the 2023 might also include the attempt to be papped with Cameron Diaz, who was just happened to be walking past at the restaurant. If there are any others, please let me know in the comments. But there is a comprehensive rundown with thanks to some speculation from the subreddit on This One's Wife, on Saint This One's Wife, rather. But it demonstrates to you, if you were not already on board with the concept, just how again and again and again this one's wife, driven by her narcissism, attempts to control and draw fuel. And she does get that control, and she does get that fuel, but the problem for her is she just creates instances through collateral consequence time and time again, which results in further threats to her control and underpins her status as the biggest loser of 2023, which can be safely said, for her, was Year of the Loser. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.